The Honourable Shane Mallard.
I think all the old councillors are excited by this bill. Mr Deputy President, I rise to speak in support of the Strata Schemes Management Amendment Sustainability Infrastructure Bill 2020, and I do so with enthusiasm. That's why I've taken this opportunity. This bill delivers on the election commitment made by the government in early 2019 to progress initiatives with a view to boosting renewable energy usage and reducing power bills for the people of New South Wales. In fulfilment of the election commitment, this bill reduces the voting threshold in the Strata Schemes Management Act 2015 required for owner corporations to approve the installation of sustainability infrastructure in strata schemes. This government believes in making New South Wales more sustainable and resilient to combat climate change. I repeat, to combat climate change. And this bill empowers more than 1 million people living in strata properties across New South Wales to play their part to achieve these goals, more than 1 million people. Sustainability infrastructure is critical to increasing the usage of renewable energy in this state. It also uses water and other limited resources more efficiently and reduces pollution and waste. As the recent drought has shown us, the ability to use water more efficiently is crucial in New South Wales, and I think that lesson has sunk in to our general population after the drought. It is estimated that less than 0.5% of strata schemes in Australia have installed solar power infrastructure, compared to 20% of the non-strata housing. A report published by the University of New South Wales City Futures Research Centre in 2019 revealed that there is a strong appetite for renewable energy to combat rising electricity costs, with solar being the technology of choice. The strata community is rapidly growing in New South Wales, and it is forecast that within 20 years, 50% of Greater Sydney's population will be living in a strata. This change to make it easier to install sustainability infrastructure is the first step in addressing this gap of uptake in sustainability infrastructure by strata schemes. If steps aren't taken, strata residents will be left behind, a long way behind, and unable to reap the full environmental and financial benefits from installing sustainability infrastructure. Over the past 10 years, there's been improvements in solar infrastructure, making it more efficient, less expensive and more accessible to more households. Homeowners can run appliances in their homes with solar power, significantly reducing their power bills and their energy footprint. Sustainability infrastructure can benefit strata schemes in a number of ways. It can benefit an owner or resident of a lot directly, for example, by providing cleaner and cheaper energy to power their household or to heat water for their lot. Strata schemes can also use a significant amount of energy and water on common properties outside of the area of the lots. For example, power for lighting, ventilation, heating pools, pool pumps, heating and lifts, and water for the common garden properties. The cost of these is ultimately paid for by the owners of the lots. The government is also taking the opportunity with this bill to make some other practical changes to improve the operation of the Act, which has been gone through by my colleague, the Honourable Scott Fallow, in some detail, and correct unintended consequences that have arisen with other provisions of the Act. The bill therefore provides welcome assistance to owners and to owners' corporations who wish to install sustainability infrastructure like solar panels in their strata schemes. And to take up the point that Mr Shubridge raised, we know there's appetite to do this, and these changes will, in fact, result in more infrastructure being built into stratas. Mr Deputy President, sustainability infrastructure can help to power homes and common areas and strata schemes more effectively, efficiently, cleanly and cheaply. It can also help to reduce water consumption, waste and pollution. Currently, an owners corporation must pass a special resolution to approve the installation of sustainable infrastructure in their strata scheme. That is, there must be at least a 75% votes cast in favour of the resolution to pass. This bill reduces the voting requirement for sustainability infrastructure resolution to a simple majority, requiring over 50% of votes cast in favour. This change will make it significantly easier for owners and owners corporations to obtain the approval required to install sustainability infrastructure. Importantly, the voting threshold reduction only applies to sustainability infrastructure resolution, and it is clearly defined in the bill as a resolution to finance sustainability infrastructure, add to the common property after the common property, or erect a new structure on common property for the purpose of installing infrastructure, or changing the strata scheme bylaws for the purposes of installation or the use of sustainability infrastructure. And importantly, getting this definition right is important as it sets the parameters what a sustainability infrastructure resolution can be. Clearly defining it will minimise the risk of misuse and disputes among voting members. The definition is also sufficiently broad to ensure the new voting threshold applies to the different types of resolutions that may be required in relation to sustainability infrastructure installations. Mr Deputy President, I think it's important to note the bill has 3 minimum factors that owners corporations must consider before approving a sustainability infrastructure resolution, and they are: 1, the cost of the sustainability infrastructure and the works, including expected running and the maintenance costs; 2, who will own, install and maintain the sustainability infrastructure; and 3, the extent to which the use of the sustainability infrastructure will be available to all or some of the lots in the scheme. These are important and necessary considerations for a strata scheme when making such a decision about installing the infrastructure. There are differences between individual strata schemes and there is a range of different products and solutions on offer. It is not necessarily a case of one size will fit all. Requiring Owners Corporation to consider these crucial issues is a minimum will help owners make an informed decision. This will help minimise the risk of misuse of the lower voting threshold, as well as uncertainty and disputes down the track. The bill does not limit the matters strata schemes can consider before passing a sustainable infrastructure resolution. Rather, the bill prescribes minimum requirements. This ensures there is flexibility for each strata scheme to determine any other relevant considerations for their particular circumstances. To ensure the legislation itself is sustainable and flexible, the bill allows for other matters to be prescribed by regulations in the future if considered necessary. And I think that's a relevant point in regards to the rapidly changing technology environment we're in. Makes the bill almost future-proof. These reforms are an important step to empower strata communities to implement sustainable infrastructure in their buildings and reduce their environmental impact. This bill will help unlock greener and more cost-effective options for strata schemes that are already available, as well as options that will become available in the future. By enabling a simple majority of owners in a strata scheme to approve the installation of sustainable infrastructure, the bill will help strata owners who wish to pursue the benefits of renewable energy and other more sustainable options. Mr Deputy President, this is a good reform. It's an exciting reform. It's about sustainability. It addresses climate change and equity within our communities. It is a sensible reform not only for owners and residents in strata schemes, but for improving our state's environmental sustainability and resilience and responding to climate change. I congratulate the government for bringing this bill before the House. I'm excited to be participating in this debate tonight and delivering on its election commitment to boost renewable energy usage and reduce power bills for the people in New South Wales. The summer bushfires and extreme weather events experienced by our country, the COVID-19 pandemic and the financial pressures affecting so many households at the moment demonstrate the importance of resilience and sustainability for us all in these changing times. I commend this bill to the House.
Are any other members seeking